People are saving money during lockdown, and you can too. And it's incredible that you can do such little changes. They're not actually that dramatic, but you can do such little changes and make a huge saving. Keep watching so you can find out exactly what top tips people are using to save money. Welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing well, and welcome back to my Mummy Money Mindset series, where I am talking about how we can earn money, save money, invest money, and become successful mamas, because why not? So in today's video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how people are saving money during lockdown, and you can too. So I'm going to share with you 10 different ways that other people are saving money and I too have implemented, and stick around to the end where I give you a bonus tip on how you can save even more money regardless of whatever your financial situation is. So a recent survey by Savings Marketplace Raisin UK found that Britons have saved an estimated £1.8 billion just during lockdown. What? Come again? That's right, they asked 2,000 people about their spending habits, and they found that during lockdown the average person has saved £700, which is incredible. So I'm here for it, because I'm here to talk to you about saving money. I know that for me, lockdown has enabled me to save a lot more than I usually do, and it's great. Top 5 common ways people have saved during lockdown, and I will give you my top 5 methods of saving during lockdown that have helped me increase my savings. So please stick around for that. So the first thing is takeaways. People have stopped spending money on takeaways. I think in the first instance, when lockdown happened, everything was closed and people had to basically cook their own food. And I think that has sparked a lot of people to continue cooking their own foods, because you realize you can spend a lot of money on takeaways. And especially living in London, I found that takeaways and just going out in general can be so expensive, and without you realizing, you can actually make the same nutritious, delicious food at home for a fraction of the cost. So I think people have found that during lockdown they don't have to spend as much, so they're saving. One lady said that she's reduced shopping online, so she's not spending as much as she used to buying things online now. I love shopping, and I'm for saving money and I'm for making money, but I'm also for spending money. You have to leave a little bit for yourself to enjoy. You work hard, life is hard, just spend what you can. As long as you apportion it in the right way, you can save some money and you can spend some money too. You know, you can always give yourself a treat here and there, you know. But a lot of people have found that they're not shopping online as much, which is really different, because in the influencer market that we live in, I've seen more people spending money online because they're bored. So it's nice to see that a lot of people have actually reduced their online shopping. So I actually have found that I actually reduced my online shopping when I was home, during lockdown, because I've not been spending as much on clothes. So I did a huge declutter during lockdown, and I found that I had so many clothes, and that actually worked as a deterrent to stopping me buying stuff. So now I'm more likely not to buy clothes, because I realize I've got a lot. So I'm just wearing what I already have. So that's good to know. Another person said they now only go food shopping with a basket. They don't pick up a trolley, and they'll only buy what they can fit in the basket. And I thought this is a brilliant way to shop. It's so important. Like, I am all for meal planning. I am all for grocery shopping lists, because I think, number one, it cuts down your time that you're in the supermarket. 2, you're less likely to be caught out with like the random offers that you start seeing at the beginning of the supermarket. You just go in, you get what you need, and you get out. So you're less likely to spend as much. But I can imagine if you pick up a trolley, and I've noticed this myself, when you pick up a trolley as opposed to a basket, you're more likely to fill it. So I like the idea of this. This is such a good tip, and I think that if I'm doing weekly shoppings, I'm going to start implementing this, because actually I can streamline my food budget a lot more. So quite a few people also said that they have cut out subscription TV. So I'm talking about Sky TV. I'm talking about all these TV packages that you can buy. A lot of people have cut them out and they just use internet-based entertainment. So we're talking about just utilizing YouTube, utilizing Netflix. So I personally don't have a TV subscription because I realize I don't actually watch that much TV and I don't necessarily need it. So I am quite content with YouTube and Netflix. So Netflix is literally the only subscription that I have in terms of entertainment, and the rest of it I just watch a couple of YouTube shows because you can literally find anything on YouTube, informative, entertainment, anything you need. I know quite a few people have found that it's a massive cost saving and you can end up saving so much money just by taking out TV. And then the final thing, the fifth thing that they talked about is they are not going to the barbers anymore. Being on lockdown has meant that a lot of people have learned how to cut their hair, and they've realized that actually, although they can't do as good of a job as a barber would or a hairdresser would, they can do a decent job and they're quite happy with that. So maybe it's about after lockdown and everything comes back, maybe it's just about not going as frequently as you would, but streamlining that down and actually taking that additional cost saving and using that as savings. These are the 5 key areas that this survey found most people had a change in their spending habits. And it's incredible that you can do such little changes. They're not actually that dramatic, but you can do such little changes and make a huge saving. So now I'm going to give you 5 additional things that I personally am doing that I have found have made a massive difference in the amount I can save each month. So the first one is making my coffee at home. Now, I'm even ashamed to admit this, but pre-lockdown and going to work, because I would be up really early in the morning just to do things on like my business stuff. But by the time I got myself ready, I got my son ready, we were rushing. I was rushing to take him to school, I was rushing to work. By the time I got to work, I was a little bit tired. So I would buy a coffee. I'd buy myself a coffee, I'd buy my workmates coffees. And before I knew it, it didn't even register to me that it was that big a deal. But now thinking about it, it was like you're spending between £4 and £10 a day just on coffee. That is incredible. That is actually shocking. And when you add that up, you know, and it doesn't extend just to work times, because on a Saturday, if I'm going to meet friends, if I'm going anywhere, I'd buy a coffee. And on a Sunday, you know, on my way to church, I'd get a coffee. So we're looking at approximately £5 a day on coffee. I'll put my hands up, I will admit it. I love coffee, I love drinking it, and I will buy it if I want to. But I found that I can just make coffee at home. And you know, £5 a day equates to, well, I'm gonna take a couple of days here and there because I don't drink coffee outside every single day. So I'm thinking about maybe almost £1,000 a year just on coffee, which is shocking, absolutely shocking, and it's abysmal. I have started to make my own coffee at home. I've got good enough coffee, I can make it at home. I've even got the tumblers to carry the coffee in. So there's no reason for me to be buying coffee anymore. So I'm gonna stop buying coffee completely. And even if I do, it'll basically just be as a social outing. Like I said, I have reduced my spending. So in terms of clothes this year, I'm on a low spend budget, which means I'm not going to spend anything more than I need to on certain areas. So coffee is one of them. The second aspect is clothes. I have stopped buying clothes online in shops in general. I have got enough clothes to keep me going through the seasons. So I've decided that I will only use the replacement method, which is if something basically is worn out, it gets a rip that can't be repaired, I will replace it. And if it's really needed, will I replace it? So I'm going to stop shopping online and just basically wear everything that I have. Another thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to cancel my gym membership. Believe it or not, I have a gym membership that I don't use. And it's my work gym membership, but because now we're no longer at work, I don't need to. And during lockdown, I found that actually I can still exercise without necessarily being at the gym. So I'm saving myself a pretty sum. It's not the most expensive gym at all by any stretch of the imagination, but even just that little bit means that I can save that more. So if gym is not a massive aspect of your life, or if you're like me and you have a subscription that you don't use, cancel that. save that money. Another thing that I'm doing is learning to fix something before I replace it. Now, I'm just gonna be honest, guys. I'm one of those people who, if it's broken and I can't fix it, I'll just replace it. I can't be bothered. I can't ask. And half the time, sometimes in the world that we live in, it's actually cheaper to replace it than to get it fixed. If you know what I'm saying. So, but during lockdown, I have learned so many DIY things that I have learned to fix things. So I've done a video where my son drew all over my beautiful shoe cabinet. And I tried cleaning it, but it didn't work. And I was so ready to replace it because I was like, no, this is not how this is going to be in my house. No. Until I learned that actually you can just use the pink stuff. And it managed to get everything off. So much so to the point that it looks brand new. And there've been a couple of things around the house that I've managed to repair instead of like just buying a brand new one. And I am here for it. So I'm definitely going to keep doing that because I think I know in the long run it will save me a lot of money. And I can just use whatever I have saved to buffer up my savings plan or to put in my deposit because we are about trying to get that brand new house, you know? And then the final thing and my bonus tip is just learn to say no. And that's because I'm in a low spend year. So I'm going to learn to say no to a lot of things. And that has saved me so much. So one of the things is learning to say no to being lazy to cook. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't want to cook. I just got to order out. And it's like, no, you cannot do that. You have to cook. So I'm really trying to meal prep and meal plan as much as possible so that I don't have to worry. But these are just habits that I'm going to have to just go cold turkey and break free from. So those are some of the things that I'm doing, and those are some of the things that most people are doing that is saving them a lot of money. So that is it. I really hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you've got some tips out of it. Please let me know in the comments below, what is it that you are doing to save money? Have you saved money during lockdown, or have you found it hard? Let me know in the comments. Or have you found that you're spending more than you anticipated? Let me know in the comments below. Until the next video, remember, just because you're a mommy does not mean you cannot save, earn, and invest more money in your life. Let's break free from that stereotype. So until the next video, thank you so much for all your support. Take care. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Take care. Bye.